Have you ever felt like you're carrying the weight of years not just in your body, but in your surroundings and even in your mind? Maybe you look around your home and see stacks of things you haven't touched in ages, or feel a pull from old commitments that just don't bring you joy anymore. It's a common feeling, this sense of being weighed down by the accumulation of a lifetime. It can leave you feeling stuck, less energetic, and honestly, a little less free to enjoy the present moment and look forward to the future. But what if there was a way to shed some of that weight? To create space for more joy, more energy, and more peace as you approach and embrace your 70s. There is a secret, or perhaps not so much a secret, as it is a powerful, intentional step many people find incredibly liberating at this stage of life. It's about letting go, about intentionally choosing what you want to carry forward. In this video, we're going to explore 6 key areas where a little bit of decluttering, and I don't just mean physical stuff, can make a world of difference before you turn 70. It's not about getting rid of everything. It's about making room for the life you want to live now. So stick around, because I'll share something near the end that might genuinely surprise you about how powerful this process can be. Let's dive right in, starting with the most obvious one for many of us, and that's the physical stuff in our homes. We've accumulated a lot over the decades. Haven't we? Clothes we haven't worn in years but are just in case. Books we've already read or know we won't. Gadgets that are outdated. Kitchenware that sits unused. Decorations that no longer fit our style. And mountains of paper. Oh, the paper. It's easy for these things to pile up almost without us noticing. Each item taking up not just physical space, but also a little bit of mental energy. Think about it every time you look at that pile of things to sort, or open a cupboard crammed full. There's a tiny sigh. Isn't there? That's energy drain. Decluttering your physical space isn't just about having a tidy house. It's about reclaiming your space and making it a sanctuary, a place that feels light, welcoming, and easy to manage. It's about removing the visual noise and the mental burden that clutter creates. Where do you even begin with physical clutter? The thought can be overwhelming. Right. The key is not to try and do it all at once. That's a recipe for burnout and giving up. Instead, pick one small area. Maybe it's a single drawer in the kitchen, or just your sock drawer, or one shelf in the living room. Start there. Take everything out. Look at each item and ask yourself honestly, do I use this? Do I love this? Does it add value to my life right now? If the answer is a clear no to all of those, thank the item for its service if you like, and put it in a box for donation or discarding. If it's a maybe, create a maybe box. Put those items in there. Seal it. Write a date 6 months from now on it. If you haven't opened the box by then, you likely don't need what's inside. It's much easier to part with things when you know you haven't needed them for half a year. Let's talk specifics. Clothes. Many of us have closets packed with clothes that don't fit, are out of style, or just don't make us feel good. Go through them piece by piece. If you haven't worn it in a year, unless it's truly special occasion wear, consider letting it go. Donate good quality items. Think about who could really use them. Books. Are you really going to reread that novel from 20 years ago? Keep the ones you cherish, the ones you reference, or the ones you genuinely plan to read soon. Libraries and charities are often happy to take donations. Kitchenware. Do you have 3 can openers, 7 spatulas, mismatched containers with no lids? Be ruthless. Keep what you use regularly and what works well. Sentimental items are tricky. It's okay to keep some things that hold special memories, but you don't need to keep everything. Maybe take photos of items you can't keep but want to remember. Or choose 1 or 2 representative items from a collection instead of the whole lot. Display the chosen few proudly, rather than having the rest hidden away. Paper. This is a huge one for many. Old bills, statements, warranties for things you no longer own, sentimental cards you've read and appreciated. Set up a simple filing system for important documents. Scan things you might need but don't require a physical copy of. Shred anything with personal information you don't need to keep. And for those cards and letters, perhaps keep a special box for genuinely cherished ones. But it's okay to let go of the rest after enjoying the memory they bring. The feeling of clearing out piles of paper is incredibly freeing. Now, let's consider digital clutter. In our increasingly digital world, this is becoming just as burdensome as physical clutter. Think about your computer files. Are they organized? Do you have old documents, duplicate photos, downloaded files you never looked at taking up space? Taking time to organize your digital life can save you frustration and make it easier to find things when you need them. Create folders for different categories. Delete files you don't need. Just like physical decluttering, tackling your digital space piece by piece is key. Maybe one week you focus on photos, the next on documents, the next on emails. Emails. The never-ending inbox. It's easy to let emails pile up, becoming another source of overwhelm. Unsubscribe from newsletters you never read. Create folders to filter incoming emails automatically. Archive or delete emails you no longer need. Aim for an empty inbox or at least a manageable one. It's not just about efficiency. It's about reducing that nagging feeling of being constantly behind. Another area of digital clutter is your phone. How many apps do you have that you never use? How many blurry photos or screenshots are taking up space? Take some time to delete unused apps and clear out your photo library. Organize the photos you want to keep into albums. It makes finding those precious memories so much easier and frees up space on your device. This decluttering isn't just for the young. It's relevant for all of us navigating the modern world. Making your digital life simpler makes accessing information and staying connected less stressful. It all contributes to that feeling of living lighter and feeling more in control, which is exactly what we're aiming for before we hit that 70th milestone. It's about creating ease in all aspects of your life, making space not just in your home, but in your mind, for what truly matters. And speaking of what truly matters, let's move beyond the physical and digital realms and talk about some other kinds of clutter that can weigh us down just as much, if not more. Stepping away from the tangible things we can see and touch. There's a different kind of clutter that can silently weigh us down: emotional baggage. This isn't about packing suitcases. It's about carrying around old hurts, regrets, resentments, and negative thought patterns that no longer serve us. Maybe it's a grudge you've held onto for years, a past mistake you can't forgive yourself for, or a limiting belief about yourself that you adopted long ago. This kind of clutter takes up immense space in our hearts and minds, draining our energy and preventing us from fully embracing the present and the future. It's like trying to walk forward with a heavy backpack full of stones. It slows you down and makes the journey harder. Decluttering emotional baggage is perhaps the most challenging but potentially the most freeing aspect of this process. It requires introspection and honesty. Start by acknowledging the feelings you're holding on to. Where are they coming from? Who or what are they related to? Sometimes just naming the feeling or the source of the pain can begin the process of loosening its grip. Forgiveness, both of others and of yourself, is a powerful tool here. Forgiving someone isn't about saying what they did was okay. It's about releasing yourself from the burden of anger and resentment. It's choosing peace over holding on to pain. Forgiving yourself is equally vital. We all make mistakes. They are part of being human. Learning from them and letting go of the self-blame is crucial for moving forward. Consider journaling as a way to explore these feelings. Writing down your thoughts can help you understand them better and gain perspective. Talking to a trusted friend, family member, or even a therapist or counselor can also be incredibly helpful. Sometimes just voicing these feelings aloud to a non-judgmental listener can lift a significant weight. It's okay to seek help. It's a sign of strength, not weakness. Another form of emotional clutter is negative self-talk. The voice in your head that tells you you're not good enough, or you're too old to try something new, or you always mess things up. These are often outdated scripts we've internalized. Become aware of this voice. Is it kind? Is it true? Challenge those negative thoughts. Replace them with more compassionate and realistic ones. Focus on your strengths, your accomplishments, and the wisdom you've gained over the years. You wouldn't talk to a friend that way, so don't talk to yourself that way either. Moving on from the emotional realm. Let's look at something more routine-based, outdated habits and routines. We build habits over a lifetime. They automate parts of our day and can be incredibly useful. But sometimes, habits that once served us no longer do. Maybe it's a routine you follow out of obligation or inertia, even though it doesn't align with how you want to spend your time now. Perhaps it's a habit of saying yes to every request, even when you're already feeling stretched thin. Or a routine of spending hours on activities that don't bring you joy or stimulation anymore. Think about your daily and weekly routines. Are they truly reflecting how you want to live at this stage of your life? As priorities shift, maybe spending every Tuesday afternoon doing something you used to enjoy, but now find tiring, isn't the best use of your energy. Decluttering outdated routines is about evaluating how you spend your precious time and making conscious choices. It's about giving yourself permission to change things up. If a routine feels more like a chore than something beneficial or enjoyable, it's time to question it. Can you modify it, delegate it, or perhaps let it go entirely? This also applies to how you spend your leisure time. Are you scrolling endlessly through social media out of habit, even though it leaves you feeling drained, or watching TV just because it's what you always do in the evenings? Be intentional about how you fill your free time. Seek out activities that energize you, stimulate your mind, connect you with others, or bring you a sense of peace. Decluttering these outdated habits creates space for new, more fulfilling ways to spend your time. It's about actively designing your days to support your well-being and happiness. Continuing with the theme of shedding the non-physical weight, let's consider another area ripe for decluttering unhealthy habits. These are the patterns of behavior related to our health and well-being that might have crept in over time and are no longer serving us. Maybe it's a sedentary lifestyle, less than ideal eating patterns, inconsistent sleep schedules, or perhaps relying on things like excessive sugar or too much caffeine to get through the day. Like all habits, these can become deeply ingrained, but they can also significantly impact our energy levels, our mood, and our overall health as we get older. Decluttering unhealthy habits isn't about aiming for perfection overnight. It's about identifying one or two areas where small, consistent changes can make a big difference. For instance, if movement isn't a regular part of your day, could you commit to a 15-minute walk around the block or do some gentle stretching while watching the news? It doesn't have to be strenuous exercise to be beneficial. Small steps build momentum. If your diet could use some adjustments, maybe start by adding one extra serving of vegetables to a meal, or swapping sugary drinks for water or herbal tea. Instead of trying to overhaul your entire diet, focus on one positive addition or one simple substitution. Sleep is another crucial area. Are you getting 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep most nights? Poor sleep affects everything: mood, energy, concentration. Look at your bedtime routine. Is it conducive to sleep? Declutter habits like looking at screens right before bed or having caffeine late in the afternoon. Create a relaxing routine that signals to your body it's time to wind down. Read a book. Listen to calming music. Take a warm bath. It's also worth looking at stress management habits. Do you have healthy ways to cope with stress? Or do you rely on habits like overeating, excessive TV watching, or worrying excessively? Decluttering unhealthy coping mechanisms involves finding healthier alternatives, like mindfulness exercises, deep breathing, spending time in nature, or engaging in hobbies you enjoy. Finally, let's talk about unnecessary obligations. As we go through life, we often take on commitments out of a sense of duty, or because we've always done them, or because we don't know how to say no. These obligations can be significant drains on our time, energy, and emotional reserves, leaving us feeling overextended and resentful. Maybe you're on a committee that you no longer feel passionate about, or you regularly do favors for people that take up a lot of your time and aren't truly necessary, or you attend social events out of obligation rather than genuine desire. Decluttering unnecessary obligations is about setting boundaries and prioritizing your own well-being and time. It requires learning the power of saying no, politely but firmly. It's okay to decline an invitation, step down from a volunteer role, or stop doing something you've always done if it no longer aligns with your capacity or your desires. Consider the commitments you have. Which ones genuinely bring you joy, fulfillment, or are truly essential? Which ones feel heavy, draining, or like a burden? It might be difficult at first, especially if you're used to being the person who always says yes. But setting these boundaries is an act of self-respect and self-care. Think about the time and energy you'll free up by shedding these unnecessary obligations. That time and energy can then be redirected towards things that truly matter to you. Spending quality time with loved ones, pursuing a long-held hobby, learning something new, focusing on your health, or simply having more time to relax and recharge. It's about making conscious choices about where you invest your most precious resources, your time and your energy. As you consider decluttering these 6 areas: physical stuff, digital clutter, emotional baggage, outdated routines, unhealthy habits, and unnecessary obligations, it's important to remember that this isn't about achieving an empty house or a perfectly optimized life overnight. It's a process, a journey of refinement and intentionality. It's about making space in your life, both literally and figuratively, for what truly matters to you as you approach and move into your 70s and beyond. Think about the lightness you'll feel when your home is easier to manage, when your digital life is organized, when you've let go of old hurts, when your routines support your current life, when your habits nurture your well-being, and when your time is spent on things you genuinely want to do. The secret I hinted at earlier isn't a magic pill or a complicated technique. It's simply this: decluttering, in all these forms, isn't just about getting rid of things. It's about creating space for more joy, more energy, more peace, more freedom, more time for connection, more opportunities for new experiences. It's about making room for the best possible version of your life in this wonderful stage. It's about shedding the weight of the past to fully embrace the present and look forward to the future with a sense of excitement and possibility. You have a lifetime of wisdom and experience behind you, which gives you a unique perspective on what is truly important. Use that wisdom to make deliberate choices about what you keep and what you release. It might feel daunting to start, but remember, small steps. Pick one area, one drawer, one habit, one old resentment, and start there. Celebrate the small victories. Every little bit of space you create, every bit of weight you shed, makes a difference. This process isn't about deprivation. It's about liberation. It's about curating a life that feels comfortable, manageable, and deeply fulfilling. You are making space for spontaneity, for unexpected joys, for simply being present without the pull of excess stuff or outdated burdens. Think about the peace of mind that comes with knowing where things are, the energy you gain when you're not weighed down by old worries, the freedom you feel when you're spending your time on things you love. This is the gift you give yourself when you choose to declutter before 70. It's setting the stage for a chapter of life that can be incredibly vibrant, peaceful, and full of possibility. You have the power to shape this next decade and beyond into exactly what you want it to be. It starts with making space. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Which of these areas resonates most with you? What's one small step you feel ready to take today or this week? Share your experiences and ideas in the comments below. Your insights could inspire someone else. If you found this conversation helpful and encouraging, please give this video a thumbs up. It helps me know I'm creating content that resonates with you, and if you haven't already, consider subscribing to the channel. I share videos every week focused on living a fulfilling and vibrant life at every age, and I'd love for you to join our community. Thank you for spending this time with me. And remember, you have the power to live lighter, feel freer, and live your best life at every age.